The Aurora's wake drifted in the shadow of Deneb's corona for 3 days, her hull scorched from the solar wind. The crew was exhausted, running on rationed power and fear. Outside, the sun raged on, a shield and a prison both. Kira spent hours studying the beacon. Its surface patterns had changed, rearranging themselves into spirals and star maps. One pattern stood out, a network of points that matched ancient stellar coordinates, locations no longer marked on any modern charts. "It's showing us where they've been, or where they've destroyed," she told Morin. The captain knew they couldn't run forever. They needed allies. But humans were not the center of this galaxy's story, and convincing other species to help would be a war of words before it became a war of fire. Using the old smuggler lanes, the Aurora's wake slipped into neutral space and made for the Orphean Council, a meeting ground where fractious species maintained a fragile truce. They arrived to find the council chambers already in uproar. News of the Deneb massacre had spread, and survivors from other races told eerily similar stories. Colossal ships, relentless attacks, and the harvesting of battlefield wreckage. Morin stood before the assembly, 1,000 alien eyes upon him. He spoke not as a soldier, but as a witness of the beacon, of the visions, and the unrelenting hunters. Many scoffed, a few listened. One, an elder from the chitinous Valen dominion, silenced the hall with a single claw against the stone floor. "We have seen them before, in the time before your species could walk upright. We called them the Iron Stars. They arrive when the galaxy forgets its oldest laws. They do not conquer, they erase." An uneasy murmur spread through the chamber. The Valen offered an alliance, not out of trust, but out of shared desperation. They revealed hidden star routes to ancient strongholds, relics of a time when the Iron Stars were last repelled. But there was a cost. The humans would lead the first strike, using the beacon as bait. It was a suicide mission in all but name, yet the alternative was extinction. As the Aurora's wake departed the council station, Kira stood beside Morin at the viewport. "If we fail, no one will remember us." Morin's eyes stayed on the stars ahead. "Then we make sure we don't fail." The trap was set in the ruins of Caraxes Prime, a dead system whose sun had long since collapsed into a quiet black hole. Around it drifted the shattered remains of a once great civilization, silent witnesses to the galaxy's forgotten wars. The Aurora's wake floated at the center of the graveyard, the beacon pulsing brighter than ever before. Around them, hidden in the debris, lay Valen warships, Orphean interceptors, and the stealth craft of the Cthari swarm. It was an armada born of necessity, its members united only by the shadow of annihilation. Hours passed in tense silence. Then, without warning, space tore open. The Iron Star vessel emerged, larger than any they had seen before, its surface folding and unfolding in impossible geometries. It ignored the fleet entirely and came straight for the Aurora's wake. Morin waited until it was within range. He ordered, "Now." The trap sprang to life. energy lances, gravitic snares, and focused particle beams tearing into the alien ship. But the Iron Star adapted instantly, its hull reshaping to deflect and absorb the attacks. It returned fire, each shot erasing entire ships in blinding bursts. Then the beacon began to resonate, its pulse turning into a constant hum that rattled the bones of every living being in the system. Kira realized it wasn't just a signal, it was a key. She triggered the activation sequence they had pieced together from the Valen archives. The beacon flared, and the black hole at the heart of Caraxes Prime awakened. Space itself seemed to convulse as gravitational waves ripped through the battlefield. The Iron Star vessel was caught in the distortion, its form twisting violently as the black hole's pull intensified. The Aurora's wake barely escaped the collapsing system, her hull groaning under the stress. Behind them, the Iron Star ship was dragged into the event horizon, its final pulse echoing across the void like the toll of a funeral bell. The galaxy was safe for now. The Alliance scattered, each race retreating to rebuild. But Morin knew this was not the end. The beacon, now dormant, sat once more in the containment bay. It had not been destroyed, and deep in the quiet places between galaxies, others like it might still wait. As the crew gazed out at the dawn light of a distant star, Kira spoke the words they all felt but dared not say. "We've won a battle, not the war." And the Aurora's wake turned her bow towards the next horizon.